Hi everybody, this is Roxy, Firewife Lawyer Mom, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my homeschool curriculum for 7th grade for the 2024-2025 school year. Can't believe it, 7th grade. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, welcome to Firewife Lawyer Mom. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. And I'm really excited because today I'm going to continue on with my curriculum series that I'm sharing my curriculum for the 2024-2025 school year. I'm going to be talking today about the curriculum choices that I have for my 7th grader. And I say the words 7th grader and I am just, my mind is blown at that. I already have a 7th grader that's been homeschooling since she was in 3rd grade, which is really crazy. I'm going into my 5th year of homeschooling and it has been such a wonderful journey. And this year for 7th grade, obviously it's a new year that I haven't taught before. So it's always a challenge to figure out what kind of curriculum would be best for my 7th grader. And as you guys know, middle school is definitely a challenging time where children are doing a lot of learning and a lot of developing and, you know, really getting geared up for those high school years in the future. And so with 2 years left before my daughter goes into high school, I want to make sure that she is prepared for the future plans that we have for her to do possibly dual enrollment and things like that. And so when I choose my curriculum for 7th and 8th grade, I am mindful of those kinds of things. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to share with you what I'm going to be using this year for my 7th grader. A couple of things that I want to disclose to you before I turn the camera over. Number one, my older daughter, she is a very independent learner. I have throughout the years really assisted her in becoming a self-taught learner. I don't really need to do a lot of hands-on teaching with her. I pretty much only teach her 2 subjects and everything else she does on her own. So keep that in mind as I'm sharing my curriculum with you, because it's really important that you understand that at this point in her homeschool years, I'm pretty much just a facilitator of her learning. I'm here to help her. I'm here to give her support when she needs it, but really, it's up to her to get her work done and to get the lessons, you know, to get through the lessons and to teach herself what needs to be taught. And so the subjects that I'm going to be sharing with you today is going to be handwriting, math, language arts, reading and literature, some electives, religion and catechesis, and social studies, history, geography, and science. So gonna cover all of those subjects. A couple of things that I have my 7th grader doing prior to school starting in the morning is she's going to be having some morning time with God. It's really important for our family to be really rooted in the practice of waking up in the morning and spending time with God on your own, by yourself, you and the Lord, in prayer and reflection on God's word. And so what I have her doing is I have a Catholic daily mass journal, which I'm going to show you. And this Catholic daily mass reading journal is basically a way for her to keep up with the liturgical year in the Catholic Church. And so we in the Catholic Church have daily mass, and at every mass there are readings. There is a reading and a gospel. There's a first reading and a gospel reading. And so I'm going to have my daughter read those readings from scripture every single day and have and share with me some kind of a reflection on those readings. Now, I also read the readings myself, so I think this would be a great opportunity for us to have a discussion between just me and her about the readings. And so she's going to have that morning time with God. Also, I am going to be continuing on with, during her lunch, half hour that she gets for lunch, we're going to be watching World Watch News. World Watch News is a Christian-based news organization that delivers very, very objective type of news, really no spin to it. It talks about a lot of issues that are going on in the world, current events, things like that. And so we began using World Watch News last year, and it was a wonderful blessing for our homeschool. We really were able to show her kind of what's going on in the world, that it's not just her little little bubble, but that there's a lot of things going on right now. And so it was a great learning opportunity for her and for us as parents to be able to share with her and talk to her and discuss with her all of the issues that are going on. So those are the two things that we're adding with her lessons and her curriculum. She's also going to be continuing to learn how to type. So we use typing.com for her typing, and we actually began typing.com over the summer because my daughter has gotten very tired of writing her IEW writing assignments by hand. It's like, she's like, Mom, I really want to be able to type my assignments. So I told her, I said, well, you've got to learn how to type. And so we found a great website, which is free, called typing.com, and I heard about it here on YouTube, and she's been doing those lessons, and little by little she's been learning every day throughout the summer. Hopefully she'll become as proficient as possible before the school year so that she could at least start that process of typing her own writing assignments for IEW. So we're really excited about that. Another thing that my 7th grader is going to be doing that I don't have anything to show you for is Redefining School. So Redefining School is a middle school literature course that is taken online, and it is headed up by Miss Mindy, who is a teacher and just wonderful with the middle schoolers, and she created a curriculum where you can study either world literature or American literature. My daughter took her American literature course last year and absolutely enjoyed it so much, and so we are going to be doing the world literature track this year, and we're really excited. It's wonderful. I've shared about Miss Mindy's literature course before in other videos, and if you are looking for a literature course, definitely check her out. I will link the description box below. I will link her website so that you can check it out. But on top of the stuff that I'm going to be showing you, she's also going to be doing the literature survey as well. And also, another thing that I wanted to keep in mind is that my daughter is a competitive dancer, so we do have a very rigorous dance schedule throughout the week, which, obviously serves us great for homeschooling because we're able to really tailor her schedule, but she's very committed to her dance. And so with the curriculum, she will be working throughout the morning time, but then also, she'll be working while she's at dance in breaks. She'll be taking her work with her to do some of her lessons as well there. So with all of that being said, I will be now turning the camera over to show you guys what we are doing for 7th grade for this year. All right, everybody, so I'm going to be sharing with you my 7th grade curriculum. I'm going to start off with world history and geography. So this is a McGraw-Hill, as you guys know, for science and history. For the individual subjects, I love McGraw-Hill as a curriculum. They are tried and true. They've been around forever, and I just love the layout of their lessons in their books, and that is why I choose them all the time. We started world history and geography last year, and so we're just continuing on with this book. It is a very big and comprehensive overview of world history, and so it is divided into several units. We only did 3 units last year because we were finishing up our history curriculum, which was also McGraw-Hill, but this is our world history that she's going to be doing. Now, this is a course that I teach to her, one of the 2 that I actually teach her. And so I actually just read the chapter to her, and we go over it, we discuss it, and I quiz her. I create my own tests. There's also a lesson review section at the end where you can give them questions for them to review the lesson. But I really love this curriculum. It's very meaty as far as the content in the curriculum, but again, we divide it through several weeks, and we really it really goes into a in-depth view of world history. And so that is what we are going to be doing for world history. For catechesis, I will be using the same curriculum that I use for my 4th grader. We go with our Catholic curriculum. It's with the publisher Tan Books, and we use the Following Christ Faith and Life series, and so that is for grade 6 because we didn't finish this curriculum last year. So we're going to finish, we have 3 or 4 chapters left, and then we're just going to go to the next series. Okay, for our Fridays. So on Fridays, we do something a little bit different. Our workload is a little bit lighter because Fridays are co-op days, and so I only have them do a couple of things, and these are the things that I have my 7th grader do. She does something called Reading Detective. This is a wonderful reading comprehension, kind of critical thinking type of workbook where the children, and we used this last year and really loved it, but the children are given, so the student is given these literature excerpts. So they're excerpts from different works of literature, like whether it be American history, whether it be American literature, but they read the passage and then they ask them like kind of higher order thinking comprehension questions where they have to kind of use inferences and different methods to be able to answer the questions. And I really love this because it's very much, you know, in the style of standardized testing, which eventually they'll have to do at some point when they go to college. And so I really think that this is building upon those skills of having that higher order thinking. I also have my daughter do creative writing on Fridays. And the reason why is because she does IEW structure and style, but I like to have her on Fridays kind of do a little bit of creative writing because the IEW program really does structure their lessons and tells them what they need to write about, things like that. So there's not a lot of room for creativity in the writing. And so I found this great book from The Good and the Beautiful, and it is a creative writing notebook for grades levels 3 through 8. And I like it because it's very colorful. Like she used it last year, so we're just going to continue. It has writing prompts that they are given, and then they have to create their own writing pieces. And I just love The Good and the Beautiful because it's so colorful and bright, and I really think it's a great way for her to kind of have just a more leisurely Friday at the end of the week to be able to have this creative writing notebook for her. Now for spelling, in the last couple of years, we have not done a spelling curriculum with my older daughter because we felt that like she was pretty good at spelling. She was using spelling UC and she was doing great with it. And so she finished that whole series of spelling UC. So we figured we'll just kind of drop spelling. And yeah, she's having some struggles with spelling in the last year. And so I want to make sure that she's keeping up with spelling words and all of that. So I found this spelling workout, which I've used this company before for spelling, and it's really great. Just a simple workbook where they get 10 words and they have to basically practice their list words doing different activities. And so I will have her do this like just 1 page a day just to keep up with her spelling practice. I don't want to make it such a formal thing because she's got so many other things to do, but this is just going to help her to keep up with her spelling. The next thing I'm going to show you is vocabulary. The curriculum that we used prior to this year for vocabulary was 240 vocab words kids need to know, and that's a great workbook and I love it. My younger daughter uses it now, and we love that little workbook. But I wanted to get her something a little bit more sophisticated with regards to vocabulary because it's so important that, you know, they keep up with learning different words and different word meanings and how to use different words. And so I've never used Wordly Wise before, but I have seen a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people here on YouTube use it. Let me know in the comments below if you use Wordly Wise and if you like it. I'm a little bit, nervous about it, but I've heard so many great things that we just are going to try it. They get a word list and then they have to do like different activities again, but it's a little bit more kind of sophisticated as far as like applying vocabulary words. And then what's great is they do have a reading passage at the end. So that's awesome for them to practice reading comprehension also. So we're going to try it. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's, it's a good fit. But again, this is something new that we're introducing into our homeschool. The next thing we're going to be doing for grammar is Fix It Grammar. So Fix It Grammar, we're going to be using the level 4 book, and it's Mowgli and Shere Khan. And I have been using Fix It Grammar for a very long time. I absolutely love it. It's very simple. She can get the lessons done within, 15 minutes or so. And it really teaches them how to edit and revise grammar. And so they take a story throughout the entire year. It's parsed into different pages, and so it's broken up into different sentences, and so they have to go in and they have to mark the mistakes in the sentence, and then they have to rewrite the sentence as well. And so as they are doing that revising, they're learning. And this is great because when she gets older and she has to do some kind of term paper, she's gonna remember doing Fix-It Grammar to make sure that her grammar is up to par. The next thing I'm going to be sharing with you is what we're going to be doing for science. Now, last year we used BJU Science. We used BJU Science 6. It was a general science curriculum, and we really loved it. We used their online course, so we were which is called their Homeschool Hub, where she would log in, she would watch videos and do the assignments as part of the program. It was an online curriculum. And we loved it. She loved it. It was wonderful. It was a little bit intense, and I have shared my reasoning for why it was a little intense, but I think it was more we needed to get used to the style and the rhythm of BJU, but the professors were very engaging in the videos and we really liked it. So we are going ahead and we purchased their 7th grade science, which focuses just on life science. And this is actually a new addition for BJU for this level of science. So she has a textbook, an activities book, she has student handouts, and then there's also tests that are given, and it's completely online. So she logs in and she will watch videos, she will check off different assignments that are assigned to her, and it's really great for independent learners for them to be able to handle going in and being responsible for getting their assignments done. If your child is going to be doing some kind of dual enrollment in the future, that's a great way to practice, having those online classes. And so it's kind of like an online class, but it's not, because it's not live, but it still serves the same type of style and purpose. And so we are going to be doing, now this year I bought the life science lab kit, because last year we didn't really do any labs because I didn't have the materials and I didn't want to buy them, but I invested in the lab kit this year because I really want her to do the experiments. A lot of the ones that she wanted to do last year we couldn't, so this year I will be doing that for her as well. Okay. So for our math curriculum, we are going to be using Saxon Math 8-7. Again, we are Saxon users. We have been Saxon users from the beginning. We love Saxon Math. We are going to be doing 8-7 along with Nicole, the math lady. I just love this curriculum, and I have done a video just on how much I love this curriculum. So that's going to be our math. For writing, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be using structure and style for students. And so she will be doing year 2 level B, and we are very excited. She actually met Andrew Pudawa this year at our homeschool convention, and she was like so awestruck about meeting him because he's been her teacher for 3 years. So we're very excited to use that. Now for our Fridays, so as you guys know, on Fridays we focus on an elective type subject. Last year, we focused on chemistry. The year before, we did a finance class, which I have a video on that. You can look that up. This year, we've decided to focus on the U.S. Constitution and government, that unit from The Good and the Beautiful. Now, this unit study, I've actually taught in a co-op, and my daughter was not old enough to be part of that class. I didn't really think she was ready, to be quite honest, to focus on this type of kind of specialized portion of history and American history. And so I wanted to wait until she was a little bit older, and that time has come. So we are very excited to be diving into the U.S. Constitution and government. There is also a read aloud that is included in this. And so I don't have it with me, but it's going to all be included with what we're going to do. So we're going to be doing this for the entirety of the school year. It is, I believe it has like 40 lessons or so, but we do it once a week. So we are going to just go real slow with it. But it is a wonderful course. I highly recommend it. I've done it before with multiple students and it has been great. All right, everybody, so that's it. That is what we're going to be using for our 7th grade curriculum for this year. Let me know what your comments are, if you've used any of the curriculum that I've shared and what your thoughts are on the curriculum. What are you using for 7th grade if you have a 7th grader? It's always great to share in this community so that we can give each other ideas. Now, I'm also going to be doing a separate video with what are the reading, assigned reading that I do have for her. I do choose one book every month for her to read. Now, she has other reading that she does on the side as well, but for purposes of school, I do require that she have assigned reading every month. So she reads one book a month and she writes a paper on that book. And so we are going to be continuing that. And I will be sharing those reading selections for not only my 7th grader, but also my 4th grader in a separate video. So make sure you're subscribed so that you can be notified when these videos come out. All right, everybody, thank you so much. And I will be sharing the next video, which will be the family subjects and the morning basket that we're going to be doing for this year, which I'm really excited for the resources that I've selected this year. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower.